Manjulika here, your host for tonight. And Manjulika myself is actually radio DJ. So I had my program today, which is called Article with Manjulika, Radio Avas FM. And that radio is actually the main radio for whole of Scotland. So which is quite nice. And other things, I do lots of other various hats I wear. I'm a committee member of Hindu Mandir. I'm a chair for Ethnic Minority Forum for Eastern Bartonshire. And I am doing lots of various things. But today is all about, I think, yoga, especially with, I think, Nabanita. So we are going to focus on that. It's more important. But before we start, these series have been fantastic with EOUTLET, Indian Inspiring Women. And this is this season, or what we are going to say, this session, which is for a whole month, is actually called Heart to Heart, which is wonderful with another lockdown. So we are just going to now say a little bit. I'm going to talk about Nabanita Das. She is a qualified instructor from Patanjali Yog Peeth UK for 200 hours. She has done it last April, and she has been teaching yoga since that time. And she has already built up her group for 75 people, which is really remarkable, which is amazing. And before we start, and I hand over to Nabanita to talk about and say about what she's going to do today and how her special interest and what she's going to do today is, I think, mainly on thyroid. What is thyroid? I think we are going to see there are lots of things can be done with allopathic medicine. So allopathy medicine, which is okay. But remember, before we start and when we finished, keep having your medication. Yoga is another thing which will help us with our thyroid issues. So that's the main thing. We have to always remember that everything has its own place. So just briefly, I'm going to talk about, or you are going to talk about, Nabanita, about some thyroid. What is it?
Yes.
What are the glands?
Yes.
Okay. So to you, Nabanita Das.
Thank you and welcome everyone. Namaste everyone, and thank you Manjulika ji and Rashmi ji for having me for this session and giving me this wonderful opportunity, and my friend Hetal, who actually brought me to this platform. She's the one who thought I'm doing a good job by teaching yoga to many people, and I'm very much eligible to come here and share some of my knowledge. Thank you to you, Hetal, and thank you to everyone who is going to watch me today. I'm not a doctor, but I will be using a lot of medical terms. In case I get something wrong, please apologize in advance. I'm apologizing in advance. If you think something I have said wrong, any terminology went wrong, just let me know. I will try to find out the better or correct word for that for next time, for next session. So with that, I will be starting now. I'm going to
Oh, you are mute now. So can you unmute yourself, please?
Oh, sorry, should I repeat everything?
No,
Nothing
no,
was...
what is last bit? You were fine.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Only last just now. Yeah, you're fine now.
Okay, I'm going to share a very small presentation. Hope it is going to be...
Could everybody do themselves mute, please?
Okay, can you all see?
Yeah.
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 So just some very basic knowledge about what are thyroid glands. So I'm going to just read out very quickly. Thyroid glands are the butterfly-shaped organs, which is kind of located at the base of your neck. It releases hormones that control metabolism. So sometimes we might think it is only thyroid problem, but because of thyroid, many things get affected. And that you can see by looking at what all it is responsible for. The thyroid hormones regulate vital body functions, including breathing, heart rate, central and peripheral nervous systems, body weight, muscle strength, menstrual cycles, body temperature, cholesterol levels. Okay. It's not going to the next slide. Yeah, on it. Next, this is a very simple diagram which kind of tells what is the main thing that stimulates the thyroid hormones, which is the TSH. Okay, so if you can see, I know it is quite, going deeper into the anatomy of our body and the brain structure, but this is a very simple thing which will make you understand why we need to be careful about thyroid glands and why we need to take care of it. So it's the hypothalamus and the pituitary in the brain control that in the brain, they control the normal secretion of thyroid hormones, which in turn control metabolism and many other things that we have just seen. Now, as we know, there are two types of thyroid related problems. One is hypothyroidism and another would be hyperthyroidism. So symptoms of hypothyroidism: tiredness, being sensitive to cold, weight gain, constipation, depression, slow movements and thoughts, muscle aches and weakness, muscle cramps. Okay. And there could be many other symptoms. These are just very common symptoms of hypothyroidism, which means hypothyroidism is nothing but when your thyroid glands are underactive. That means it is not able to secrete enough thyroid hormone, TSH, for it to function properly, for the body to function properly. Okay. Hyperthyroidism is another end where the thyroid glands are overactive. They are secreting more than what is needed by the body. And symptoms of overactive thyroids are nervousness, anxiety, irritability, mood swings, difficulty in sleeping, persistent tiredness and weakness, sensitivity to heat. You might feel very hot in the night even during your sleep. Swelling in your neck from an enlarged thyroid gland, which is one kind of symptom which becomes very evident. Some people, you will see that the neck area is quite swollen. And irregular or unusually fast heart rate, palpitation, and this has another medical term called arrhythmia. Some people get that. Twitching or trembling, and you might even have missed periods due to hyperthyroidism. Okay. Now, I am not going to just say that, okay, you need to do this. And today, my session is more of what you need to do. So I'll be demonstrating very shortly, but I will also tell when you want to practice them, how long you have to practice. Okay. So the thyroid glands must secrete hormones at the normal level. An increase or decrease of this hormone will cause disorder of the endocrine system. Just to let you know a little bit about endocrine system. Endocrine system is kind of a system that makes hormones that are released directly into the blood and travel to tissues and organs all over the body. So the endocrine glands help control many body functions, including growth, development, metabolism, and fertility. And one of the examples of endocrine glands is thyroid. Okay, so actually I should say they are thyroid glands because we have it on both sides. So you could say thyroid glands. Okay, so when thyroid glands don't function properly, either underactive or overactive, lot of things kind of go for toss in our body. That is why we need to, sometimes we think we are just increasing weight. We are not understanding it is actually probably thyroid glands. It could be, or it may or may not be, but it could be actually thyroid glands which are controlling your weight. You're probably gaining weight because of overactive or underactive thyroid. Okay. Now, when I was researching about thyroid, and now let me just finish showing the Next. So pranayams with mudras, which I'll come to that if you are not sure what it, and there are few acupressure point massage. And my next slide will show. So these are our two palms, and there are different points where we have different organs, connection to different organs. Okay. So for thyroid glands, if you can see under the thumb, if you come under, right underneath, there is a cushion area, and along the, it's kind of like a semicircular area. And if you can look into the picture, on both the hands, we have the thyroid and parathyroid gland points. So now when I demonstrate, I'll be showing the pranayams and how we do the acupressure massage on those points. Okay. And there are different yoga poses as well. So these are on the palms, and there are the similar points under the feet, like this. So the thyroid points are under the big toes. Again, the the cushion area on just under the big toe on both legs. And there are few yoga poses which I'll also talk about, but I probably may not go deep into the poses because they need to be done under guidance when you take a proper yoga session. But I will be able to demonstrate the pranayam, which I will be vouching more for, because pranayams are the ones which people with even most physical restrictions can still manage, and the acupressure point massage. So today my focus is more on the pranayams with mudras and the acupressure point massage. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing the screen and I'm going to talk now. Okay. I'm going to down so that you can see my sitting posture as I need to demonstrate what I'm telling. But before I kind of go into showing the pranayam, what I want to share is, no matter how many ever medicines you have been taking, you probably have realized, like for hypothyroidism, which is underactive thyroid, you take one example is kind of levothyroxine, which takes several weeks to realize the benefit, and also you need to keep taking it lifelong. And if you stop, the symptoms come back, so you can never stop those. And some of these medicines, when it helps you to activate, say for hypothyroidism, if you are taking the medicine for the thyroid glands to secrete more hormones, and you might end up having hyperthyroidism. Similarly, the other way around, if you have hyperthyroidism and if you are taking medicines, you may end up having hypothyroidism because it kind of stops excess hormone secretion. The best thing is to have a balance of all the hormones in the body. And that's when yoga comes into picture. Yes, I do agree with Manjulika ji. You do not stop taking your medicine right in the beginning. Whatever I show today, and suppose you start doing it, you don't stop your medicine straight away. But when you are able to do it, practice it on a regular basis consistently, you will see that slowly, and it has been proven. There are results which have shown that you can completely come to a state where you do not need any external medicine when you practice them with belief, with consistency on a regular basis. Okay. With that, I will start with the most 3 or 4 powerful pranayams that are going to help you to bring the balance of thyroid hormone. So be it hypo, be it hyper, you do not need to worry what you are in. These pranayams are going to bring the ultimate balance of hormone in your body. So if you are hypo, it will bring it to the natural level. If you are hyper, it will bring down to the natural level. How wonderful is that? So that is how wonderful pranayams, and when it is done with appropriate mudras. So when I talk about mudras, there are several mudras. It could be hand mudras, it could be leg mudras, and there are different types of mudras. But today my focus will be showing some breathing exercises with some hand gestures. Okay. With that, I will be demonstrating, and I'll be happy if you would like to try with me today. First thing I'm going to show today is called Bhastrika. which helps in building the lung capacity. And when your lung capacity is proper, then you will be able to do the most two effective pranayams that I'm going to introduce, which are the ultimate pranayams to address thyroid problems. But before we do those two, we need to make sure our lungs are ready to take excess air in, because breathing exercise is nothing but exhaling and inhaling bit more oxygen than our natural normal way of breathing. And that's how, if you remember the picture I showed, the hypothalamus and the pituitary glands, that's how the more oxygen gets flown into the brain, and it activates the brain cells, and it keeps all the cells, including the hypothalamus and all the endocrine glands. Remember the endocrine glands, the pituitary gland and the thyroid gland and the adrenaline glands, all the endocrine glands, which kind of regulate all the most important functions of our body. They get stimulated and they kind of work at their optimum level. So let me show Bhastrika first, which is nothing but deep, long breathe in, deep, long breathe out. And there are few mudras which help us to actually do it even more effective way. So first mudra that I want to show is called Adi Mudra, which means thumb inside, and then you make tight fist like that. It's called Adi Mudra. And this mudra helps in expanding the lungs and builds the lung capacity so that it's ready for the next two, which kind of needs a bit of strength on the lungs. Okay. So hold Adi Mudra, leave it on your knees. Now, when you sit on if you are unable to sit on the floor also for pranayam, you can still do it. You can do pranayam even by sitting on a chair. Okay. Or if you are unable to keep your legs cross-legged, you can even sit in Vajrasana, which is just folding legs like that. Okay. So anything is fine, and chair is also fine. You can absolutely do all the pranayams that I'll be showing today by sitting on a chair. So Adi Mudra, and how we do Bhastrika is to keep your lips closed, because we are going to do controlled breathing without only through both the nostrils, and then only the oxygen gets applied to your brain. Okay. So if you want to try with me, say for 5 to 6 times. And when I say deep, long breathing, it is kind of like 4 to 5 seconds to breathe in, 4 to 5 seconds to breathe out. Okay. Okay. And that's how, before you start any breathing exercises, if you do start your breathing with Adi Mudra, it helps to kind of get ready for doing rest of the breathing exercises. Now, the most two important breathing exercises, which are kind of Ramban, or the ultimate medicine for thyroid, balancing the thyroid hormone level, are Kapalbhati and Ujjayi. Kapalbhati is quite powerful, but it does have a bit of restriction. Like, it is best when it is done at empty stomach for at least 3 to 3.5 hours of empty stomach. And if you are pregnant, you won't be able to do Kapalbhati. Also, if you had any surgery within 6 to 3 months from the day when you are trying to do it and you are still in pain, you won't be able to do it, because it does give a bit of jerk, even though it's only breathing. But if you are fine, your healing is completely done, you are absolutely fine, you should be able to do it. And other than thyroid, if you have high BP and vertigo or any severe asthma, anything like that, you can still do it. You have to just do it with a very light jerk and only 1 stroke per second, which I'll be demonstrating. So when I say light jerk, it is like that. So Kapalbhati starts like this, like sudden breathing out. Keep the mouth closed, and breathing in happens automatically. And for Kapalbhati, to be able to get maximum benefit, we have 4 to 5 mudras. So first I would like, because they are the mudras which are good for activating the throat chakra. In yoga, there is concept called chakras, which are all over our body, starting from the pelvic area where it's called Muladhara chakra. And I'm not going deeper into the chakra today, but there are different chakras which are like energy, source of energy. And there are few mudras which works on the throat chakra. And you know that thyroid glands are just located here, right near the throat. It's kind of in the throat area. So the mudras which help in activating throat chakra, if you hold them when you are doing Kapalbhati or Ujjayi, it actually doubles the benefit. So the first mudra I'm going to show, which is going to help in thyroid related problem, is called Udan Mudra. And I know it is quite overwhelming to remember all the names, but as long as you remember how to hold it. So it is thumb touching, other than the little finger or the pinky, all other fingers. This is called Udan Mudra. It helps in activating throat chakra. So I'll show few Kapalbhati strokes holding Udan Mudra, and then there are 4 or 5 other which I will be showing as well. So Udan Mudra, sitting posture, you can sit like this. You could sit in Padmasana or just normally, this is called Siddhasana, one leg up at a time, okay? Or just simple cross leg is fine as well. So Kapalbhati I'm demonstrating now. You have to imagine as if you are blowing a candle, but without opening your lips. Gentle jerk. Always when you start Kapalbhati, you always start with gentle jerk and only 1 stroke per second to be on the safer side. And then as you develop your habit and as you practice regularly, then you can do it with a bit stronger jerk, because your lung does need that to build that capacity, to expand it, to kind of strengthen the muscle around the lungs and the heart. Okay, ready? If you are trying with me, like this, 1 stroke per second again. And I'm not worrying about the breathing in because it happens on its own. So this space is always the safest space, where there is very less chance of you feeling any kind of anything like that. It is quite safe if you do continue this space. Suppose you are in high BP or you have severe asthma, and this can be, the good thing is this can be done even when you are in your monthly cycle with a very gentle jerk, and it actually in the long run helps in relieving cramps if you have a tendency to get cramp. But I'm not going into that because my focus is thyroid. Okay, so that's how Kapalbhati helps, because of the sudden breathing out, the pumping action that it creates, it kind of helps in pumping the thyroid gland also. So it helps in balancing the hormone. So now again Kapalbhati, I'm going to show in another mudra, which is the Shank Mudra. That means imagine this is my right hand. Now I'm showing my right hand. Stick the thumb out of right hand. Grab hold of the thumb of the right hand using the 4 fingers of left hand. Keep the thumb of the left hand sticking out. And now I'm going to keep all other fingers of right hand touched like that. Okay, so it looks something like that. This is called Shank Mudra. And there is another way of, this is called Sahaj Shank Mudra, which is easier version of Shank Mudra, which is interlocking fingers and keep both the thumbs together like that. You can do Kapalbhati in that also. So keep it on your lap and you can do few Kapalbhati like that, which means few gentle strokes and only 1 stroke per second. Okay. Now there is another mudra, which is Akash Mudra. All these 5 fingers symbolizes 5 elements of earth. Thumb symbolizes fire. The index symbolizes air. The middle finger, which is space, that's why I'm going to hold Akash Mudra. And this is earth and this is water. Akash Mudra is middle finger touching the thumb. And thumb, whenever the thumb touches any tip of any finger, it kind of sends the energy to that finger. Okay. So this is, we are activating the space element, and this also sends a lot of energy to the throat area, which means again helping the thyroid glands, which is Akash Mudra. Again, you can hold that and do few Kapalbhati in that. Okay. Now, next mudra that I'm going to talk about is Surya Mudra. This is not directly related to throat, but you know that when you have hypothyroid or hyperthyroid, thus as a result of that, you tend to increase weight. Obesity comes as a byproduct, right? Surya Mudra is the one which kind of helps in boosting metabolism, and in turn, it helps in reducing the excess weight due to the thyroid related problem. Surya Mudra is, so taking this is the earth element. So you have to take the ring finger to the root of the thumb and then close it using thumb and hold it. And you can do Kapalbhati in that. Now, Kapalbhati, to be able to get good benefit out of Kapalbhati, if you want to address your thyroid problem, you have to do 10 to 15 minutes daily. Okay. So minimum 10 to 15 minutes if you do, then you'll start seeing some difference. Okay. And next, another powerful, which directly works on that throat area, thyroid area, is called Ujjayi. So watch me, and if you have any doubt, when I finish my session, you can definitely ask me if you think that it's not quite clear. But for now, I'll just demonstrate. Again, you can hold the mudras which are directly going to help in addressing thyroid problem, like Udan Mudra, or the Shank Mudra, or the Sahaj Shank Mudra, Akash Mudra, and Surya Mudra. Okay. So I'm going to hold Udan Mudra for now. It is, Ujjayi is like you have to think as if someone is clamping your throat and you're grasping for breath. But before that, I want to show one simple exercise which might make you understand it in bit better. So as if someone is clamping your throat and you are grasping for breath like this. Okay. But when I do Ujjayi, the similar thing I have to do, but keeping my lips closed. And I'm going to hold the mudra that I said, Udan Mudra. So watch me, and it helps in the beginning days if you take it in installments like this. So you are using the muscles around your neck, and the vibration and that it creates to the thyroid glands is what is going to help the thyroid glands. Okay. So watch me. And then you are going to tuck your chin because you need to hold. Now, if you are in high BP, you are not recommended to hold longer than 2 to 3 seconds. You will probably immediately tuck your chin. 1, 2, 3, head up, and you're still holding your breath. Use one of the hands.
I think we are freezing, maybe. It looks like.
Yep, she's frozen.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you all hear me? I don't know. I was
Actually, it was frozen, and now you have come back.
Yeah, it threw me out actually for a second.
You can start again. You'll be fine.
I'll be fine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you just connect again.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know how far people.
You were just showing how to do Ujjayi.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to show one more time. Am I in the spotlight?
Yeah, you're okay. You're fine.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just going to show one more time. I'm just holding one of the mudras, which is Udan Mudra, but you could hold 4 or 5 mudras that I showed. Okay. So let me show one more time. Again, keep your lips closed as if someone is trying to choke you around the throat area and you're grasping for breath and you are taking like short breaths and then take one long, go all the way back like that. And then you tuck your chin, hold it longer than 2 to 3 seconds if you don't have high BP. But if you have high BP, within 2 to 3 seconds, just close your right nostril. Gently breathe out through the left one. So I'm just going to show one more time. And you're going to tuck your chin. Now, this time I'm showing as if I don't have high BP, so I can hold longer. And before I release my breath, I need to make sure to straighten my head up. And now use one hand to close the right nostril and gently breathe out through. Okay. Hope it is clear. Now, Ujjayi, to be able to get good benefit out of it, if you are already taking thyroid-related medicine like thyroxine, you should be practicing at least 10 to 11 times every day. So you can break it down, do few in the morning, do few in the evening. And if you are kind of trying to address it quicker, there is no harm if you do 10 times morning, 10 times evening. It's not going to harm at all, but you probably need to, practice it regularly to be able to go up to that 10 to 11 times practice, okay? But it's extremely beneficial when you practice on a regular basis. You will start seeing the difference. You will slowly see that you don't have to actually go for thyroxine. But again, as I said, you have to keep or carry on with your medicine, keep practicing, and then slowly you will see that you are kind of in the curing stage, because it is a prevention and cure both. Okay. And the mudras. Now, these are the pranayams and mudras which are so safe. It can be done by anybody, even when someone is quite restricted physically, cannot do a lot of yoga poses and everything. Then another one that I want to talk about is Anulom Vilom, which indirectly helps because it is one of the most important pranayams which helps in hormonal imbalance, and thyroid glands do secrete hormones which helps to control lot of body function. So it is good to do Anulom Vilom. And then there is something called Brahmi. And then we have something called Om chanting, which is called Udgit. So the whole package of pranayam itself addresses so many internal problems, leave alone only thyroid gland related problem. Because once you get thyroid gland related problem, every other things kind of start becoming affected. But when you do pranayam on a regular basis, so that's why I keep promoting even in my session. If there are people from my session, they know how well I promote pranayam. Because when you do pranayam, you don't know, even without your knowledge, from inside, so many other things get sorted out. Okay, so but you do need to really believe in it. Even if you don't believe in it, just do it. You will start seeing the difference. But I want to show Anulom Vilom as well today. So Anulom Vilom, for that, I can hold any mudra. Simple thing I want to show without complicating much. You can hold any of the mudras that I have shown. And let's hold Akash Mudra, which I have shown now, like this. But the one hand we need for alternating the breathing. It is called alternating, kind of breathing through alternative nostrils. So for that, I need to take the index finger to the root of the thumb, keep the thumb open, and then start by closing the right nostril. You could use any of your dominating hands, be it right or left. But you have to always start by closing the right nostril using the thumb. I close my right nostril. Now breathing gently through left nostril, kind of 4 to 5 seconds to gently breathing. Hold for a few seconds. Now close the left nostril using the ring and the middle finger. Now open the right nostril and breathe out through the right nostril bit longer than 4 to 5 seconds, very gently. And again, I'm going to breathe in through right nostril, 4 to 5 seconds. Hold. Now close the right nostril, open the left nostril, and breathe out. This is one cycle, and we carry on with more number of cycles. Okay, so Anulom Vilom at least 10 to 15 minutes, Kapalbhati at least 10 to 15 minutes, Ujjayi minimum 10 to 11 times. You can split it up morning and evening. And if you can do 10 in the morning, 10 in the evening, you will start seeing the difference. The whole package of pranayam itself is so good for addressing thyroid related problems. Now, I was mentioning about few yoga poses, which are Bhujangasana, Halasana in my presentation that I was showing. And there are Ustrasans. I think there is Halasana as well. Don't remember in the presentation, but there are various yoga poses which I kind of practice in my session along with all the lovely participants who come and believes in me and practices, and they all practice with me. So we have got whole package of half an hour pranayam, and then half an hour we practice different poses, and all the poses kind of, you know, help us in addressing not only thyroid problems. It's like multiple problems. You be it your back problem, be it your neck problem, be it your shoulder problem. We practice all kinds of poses, but definitely we do not miss out on the half an hour pranayam, which is going to address not only thyroid problems, many other problems which might be arising from inside, be it your fatty liver, be it your spleen, be it your pancreas, be it your digestion problem. Everything just gets taken care. But you have to kind of consistently, regularly practice. And as you know that you have a specific problem, you take things that you really need. Like, as I said, if you are really looking for thyroid problem, addressing thyroid problem, you will be doing more of Kapalbhati, more of Anulam Vilom, not only 5 minutes. You need to do 10 to 15 minutes. And Ujjayi, you need to do a bit more. So with that, I think sorry.
Hello.
Someone speak.
We are going to start soon taking the questions. Are you nearly there?
Yeah, I'm done. I think I have shared most of the things. I'm actually leaving some space for questions so that I can answer.
Lovely. Thank you. It was a lovely, lovely presentation, wonderfully explained. It was really, really good. So I would just now let people, whoever wants to ask the question, can you please unmute yourself and ask the question directly from Nabanita? Are you there? We all are there, ready?
Hi, Nabanita. Thank you for
Hello.
that. My question is about the duration of time to do these breathing exercises. You said 10 to 15 minutes for Kapalbhati and similar for Anulom Vilom. I mean, that itself is going to take up half an hour, right? Just the two breathing exercises. So what do you suggest? Normally when I do at home, I tend to do maybe 45 minutes of asanas, and then the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I just do the pranayam.
The first thing is, if you have already thyroid and you're taking medicine for it and you want to address your thyroid problem, then I would suggest that you have to increase the time for breathing exercises. Maybe you have to bring a balance to your yoga poses and your breathing exercises, because you're looking to address thyroid related problem, right? But
yeah,
if
so,
you are,
okay. Yeah, no, I don't have a thyroid problem, so I think.
Yeah, but if you are generally, keeping yourself healthy, in that case, I would say half an hour pranayam itself is not that much. We do 5 minutes Bhastrika, 5 minutes Anulom Vilom, 5 minutes Kapalbhati. That itself, and then we do Brahmari and Ujjayi. That itself takes half an hour. But that's it. The 10 to 15 minutes is mainly recommended for people who have already got thyroid problem and they are taking medicine for it. Yeah, if they want to cure it.
Can I also quickly ask one more question?
Yeah.
I was under the impression that you had to start your pranayam with Anulom Vilom first, because that's the cleansing, preparing. But you mentioned doing the Bhastrika with Adi Mudra. So which one is the one to do first?
The path that I follow and where I got trained, that's how I have been taught, and that's how I teach my people, and that's how I have presented as well. So Anulam Vilom is quite cleansing, but at the same time, it is quite calming. And Bhastrika Kapalbhati kind of starts with high energy. So after we generate high energy, it is good to calm down, because you bring the heart rate up, and then when you do the calming down once, it brings it down to moderate, not to the rock bottom. So that's how we have been taught, that you do high energy generating ones first, and then you do the calming down ones. That's why we do Anulom Vilom and Brahmi towards the end of our pranayam section.
Thank you. Any other questions from anybody else? Please tell me. Tell Nabanita.
Hi, Nabanita. I have a question. Shall I ask?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Basically, what it is, I do pranayam in the morning, that is empty, stomach. But what about in the evening? It should be empty stomach, or I can do any time.
If you are doing Kapalbhati, you have to have a bit of empty stomach. If you had light snack, at least I would say just tea 2.5 hours before, it's fine. I mean, tea at least half an hour is fine, but up to 2.5 hours to 3 hours empty stomach gives you good benefit, because you know what? Then your organs are not busy digesting food. It gets the optimum benefit from your pranayam. But I would say Ujjayi is safe. Ujjayi can be done even when you do not have 3 hours of empty stomach. So do Ujjayi and do more Kapalbhati in the morning when you definitely have empty stomach. Yeah?
Okay. And what about after pranayam? For how long I have to be without eating?
Oh, it's just within half an hour you can eat. It's not a problem.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
No problem. My pleasure.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I want to ask.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, Nidhi.
Hello.
Hello.
Want to know? I'm doing Alom Vilom first and then Kapalbhati. Which one is we have to go first?
As I said, the way I have been taught and I have learned is we do the high energy generating ones first and then do the calming down ones. And Kapalbhati is quite hyperventilating, because you do, you kind of push it with a bit of force to take the breath out. So it is a bit more high energy generating than Anulom Vilom. But different people teach differently. So I have only shared how I have learned, and that is how I always do, and I teach others. So really sorry, I don't have a proper answer for it.
Okay, no problem.
Anything else?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hiya. I've got a question because I actually suffer from underactive thyroid, and because of that, I gained a lot of weight and so on. I just wanted to ask, because the lady who is the host, who was doing introduction, she said that you also run yoga sessions. Do you run yoga sessions, especially maybe for weight loss or thyroid problems? Is it possible to join the session?
Okay, it's not specific to address thyroid problem, but we do 1 whole hour of yoga session every day, evening 6 to 7. And it has whole half an hour of pranayam and then half an hour of different yoga poses, which covers everything. So as I said, it could be thyroid problem, it could be overweight problem, but it is designed such a way that it addresses everything. But if you are looking for specific just thyroid related session, you'll probably have to speak to me one-to-one, and then I can probably guide you. But as of now, the generic session, which is offered free, is designed such a way that it takes care of quite a lot of, I would say, most common problems.
All right. And we will have a link to the session, like a daily session?
I will, you would, if everyone is interested, I can give my mobile number. You can make a note of it and just message me, and then I'll be able to talk to you and guide you how to join.
Please, that will be perfect.
You can always give your mobile number on the IIW WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Nabanita, that will be best. If you can give your mobile number on IIW WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Heart to heart.
Are you part of the IIW Wellness?
I am, yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm not Indian. That's why you probably you hard. It will be hard for you to pronounce my name. I'm from Poland. Agnieszka is my name, but Rashmi, who started organizing the group a long time ago. We used to work together, and I was always interested in a lot of things related to your culture, so that's why we kept in touch, and I'm part of the group, and I from time to time take part in various webinars or seminars, whatever those ladies are organizing, and it's always very inspiring. But like I said, I'm also searching for that's why I wanted to attend today's session, purely for thyroid problems.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much. I will WhatsApp you.
Yes, you will find my name as Nabanita Das in the group. Please do, whoever wants to connect with me related to yoga session, please do personal message me, and then I'll speak to you, okay?
Okay, Sangeeta, we are going to ask Rashmi to add you in IIW. So I got your message. I will give your phone number to her. Thank you. Any other questions before we finish? Because we must finish at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, if there is no more question, I will be ready for question. I want to show something before I finish as well.
Nabanita?
Yes.
And Manjushri, I think. So we are already part of, at least I am already part of your regular yoga session. What is the difference between IIW WhatsApp group and this one? Why would I want to join for it? I mean, is there anything?
No, it's not everybody has to join it. It's only people who are interested to join in IIW. They can be part of it. Indian Inspiring Women.
Yes, but I mean, are you able to give me a brief as to what is the purpose of the group? Like for yoga, I have Nabanita's group.
No, it's Abha. It's people who want to connect with me for yoga. They will pick up the number from there. That's why they will add.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
I would just like to add here that Inspiring Indian Women had started these wellness programs and various other activities to promote skills, talent, culture, or anything celebrating festivals, especially during the lockdown in virtual way, which is Zoom. So what we did was we formed a WhatsApp group called IIW Wellness Group. So anybody and everybody who could spread happiness, positivity, share some knowledge, share stuff which would help others in any way, be it Reiki, yoga, any kind of meditation, various forms of yoga, or there are those healing treatments, alternative healings. So anything, it can be jokes, poetry, singing. So we just formed a group together to help each other support during the lockdown period. So we have 4 WhatsApp group, but this one particular is called IIW Wellness Group. So if you want, we can add you there.
Thank you so much, Rashmi, for explaining beautifully. And Rashmi is actually a director of that group. and she's magnificent, the way she organizes everything. So thank you so much, Rashmi, explaining it.
You all make it more, supportive, and you all have made it what IIW is. Nothing can be done alone. Thank you so much, Manjulika, for always being there. Remember, she's part of a radio network in Scotland, the only one and only Awaz FM, right? What is it called? Yes.
Awaz FM 107.2, and it is the only Asian radio station in whole of Scotland, and which is very, very popular. So if you want to be connected with Asian news, anything to do with Asians, you can connect it, and you will be having up-to-date information, news, songs, everything.
I'm just writing my phone number down, WhatsApp number. So everybody just send me your number there, ping me, I'll add you to the WhatsApp group.
Oh, that's simple. You have made my job easier. So there is a number. Please note down Rashmi's number.
Yes, it's WhatsApp.
It's WhatsApp. Remember, WhatsApp number.
Just ping me there.
It's there on the chat box. You can note it down.
In the meantime, if I'm allowed, this is the book I normally use as my guideline, and this is easily available if anyone wants to have it for their reference. This has all the pranayams that I talked about and the various other mudras as well, which kind of we practice through our session as well. And I kind of remind everyone one mudra at a time in my session, just to keep the mudras in mind, because the mudras bring amazing benefit when they are held, when we are practicing breathing exercises. And this is one kind of book which helps us a lot. So it could be a nice thing to keep it by your side, keep it handy. If you want to refer back anytime, the benefits, how to do it, it's an amazing book.
Can you give the title of that, because it's hard to see from the.
I can. When you talk to me, I can actually. This is probably mirror image now. I will give you a photo of that book. Okay. Or I can, if I'm allowed, I can even share in the wellness group. Okay.
I think that will be a good idea. Yes.
Yeah, I can share in the and
they can be in touch.
And the acupressure thing, which I thought of covering, just because no one has any other question. The points that I showed in the picture. This is the point for thyroid, right? And this is a very simple pencil, wooden pencil. So you could use this pencil to give all over massage to all the acupressure points, not only thyroid, but if you have thyroid problem, and you could have, this pencil pressing like that on both the hands. And remember, under the feet also,
under
we have the similar point. Sorry, don't consider me rude. I'm just showing my feet. This is where your thyroid points are. Okay. But there is an improved version when this needs quite a lot of strength. We have recently conducted an acupressure workshop, and one of my mentors, he's called Sarvan Poddar. He is quite amazing in acupressure therapy, which we probably will be conducting in future very soon. This is another electric pen, which does the same job, but without much of pressure, because sometimes when people are weak and they're quite old, they can't give enough pressure using hand. This is battery driven, and whoever needs that details, I can post that as well. This, but this probably needs a bit of training. So for that only we conduct workshops, so which probably be conducting in future again. We just did one on 7th of February. Many people, around 50 people attended the training. So whoever needs, and this is one ring which kind of can be worn on each fingers to activate the acupressure channels. Okay. So with that, I'm finishing today. Unless anyone else wants to know anything else. And this is a very good package. So to contact me, I don't sell them. It's my mentor who kind of has it, and he kind of helps people by, he also keeps it in bulk and helps whenever someone buys that money, he kind of donates it to one of the charities he supports. But this is one of the excellent tools to do acupressure massage when you're undergoing a lot of pain. It kind of gives you a lot of relief. With that, I'm finishing, and I will be, as I said, posting the picture of this if I'm allowed, Rashmi. If you allow me, I will post that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, please. There's nothing called allow and permission and all. We're all together.
Yeah, so this one, and I can also share the acupressure tools if someone wants to refer to it. Yeah.
As long as, Manjulika, as long as WhatsApp doesn't charge.
That's what is going to happen now, and that's what we are hearing. I hope they keep postponing. This
Oh my God. What happens if Facebook charges money and WhatsApp charges money? Then we can't do anything.
Very true, very true. So before we leave, I'm going to say big thank you to Nabanita Das for doing such a lovely presentation on thyroid. And I think please practice, because it is really important. It's free, and as we know, it really helps us. So once we start practicing, we will start reaping the benefits of it. But if the main thing is, if things improve, you will naturally see the doctor, because when you see the doctor, it is going to be bloods the follow-up will be different, actually reading. So if it is better, they will already reduce your medicine, so no need of even saying. If you are practicing, it will help you, and when it helps you, you will feel good. When you feel good, the dose of your thyroxine will be changed. So this is the best way of working it out, rather than stopping and then doing the yoga as we have discussed today. So practice yoga, you will find the difference, and then definitely you want to go and see the doctor, and doctor will change whatever is required. If it's not required any more medication, you're fine, perfect. And that's what we all need. It's best to be holistic approach rather than having an allopathic approach, which is really have lots of side effects, lots of problems, and lots of issues. But still, medicine is there for some reason. So always remember that. In the end of the day, it's only the doctor decides whether we should continue or we should not. But we can do is doing yoga practice is so important. It's really for our own well-being. So thank you so much, Nabanita, for organizing this beautiful, beautiful presentation, which is very, very nice, lovely. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm sure everybody has enjoyed it. And I'm going to say big, big thank you to Rashmi Mishra, who's I really, really want to invite her on my radio show, but she's always so busy. So one day we are going to invite her. Yes, definitely. And the main thing is she organized beautifully here to here program, which was first lockdown, and this time it's heart to heart, which is amazing again. So it's the way she operates freely for all the women, I think, which is amazing. Which is, I don't know how she works. How her brain works.
Manjulika, let's move. Let's
so
move on.
Amazing. Thank
Everybody,
you.
we're all together.
Thank you. Yes, but
thank you so much, everyone. Thanks a lot. It's a great family here. Thank you, Manjulika. Lovely hosting. And Nabanita, catch you up some other day. We could hear you sing while we say bye-bye.
Oh, yes.
You want to sing? She's a singer, you know. She's a singer.
Before you finish. I was waiting to say, because you
Come
love
on, quickly sing while we say bye.
Yes.
Rashmi and Manjulika, thank you so much for giving me such a lovely opportunity, and thanks to my friends who have supported me today. Thanks to all the viewers who have been watching me today, and hope I have given you lots of information. If not, I will get back, and I will be back with more sessions to give you more insight about some other problem.
Thank you. Now you can finish with your beautiful singing.
Yeah. And while we just switch it off and say bye.
What do I sing? I don't know.
Whatever you think.
Chalo, jaldi.
Dance तो कर नहीं सकते, इसलिए सुनाई दो, गाना ही सुना.
Yeah.
I don't know what to sing. I want
most
to just
of the Bengalis sing song, you know.
Anything, jaldi, anything.
Any
Bengali?
Maybe. If you know that.
Madhuro dhoni baje hridayo kamolo bono maje hridayo kamolo bono maje I'm just finishing with 2 lines. It is a big song.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you
Sangeeta
so
is
much.
sending a message. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good night,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Good
Have a
night,
good
Look
everyone.
forward to
Thank
seeing
you.
you.
Tomorrow,
Until the
practice
next
tomorrow,
one.
Bye,
Rashmi.
Rashmi. Bye,
Yeah,
everyone.
tomorrow we are not
Bye.
having anything, but 19th we are having Paramita Goswami.
What is happening on 19th?
Paramita Goswami with the singing, lots of
Okay.
songs
Excellent. Okay. Remember
with
to
Darshini Joshi.
tune in on 19th.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Inspiring.